The fellowship first mentioned is that of community fellowship. It says in verse 3, fellowship with us. Fellowship with us. Believers have a relationship with Jesus and therefore with each other. That is really the only connection fellowship-wise that we have, of course, being in the family of God. The word of life mentioned here, that's Jesus, the word, okay? The word of God is certainly a means of fellowship with each other. So again, I say this, and if I say it every time, I say it every time. Church is primarily about the preaching of the word of God. That's what church should be about, and it's become and evolved in a lot of things. There's some people, they wouldn't come to a church like this because, well, that's just a bunch of Bible teaching and preaching. Well, that's what our fellowship's about. And by the way, if we had people that had that kind of love for the Bible, we could add more things. I'm just telling you. I'll just be frank here. People that come here and say, that's not enough for me, and look, I know all the things that churches have, and I was a member of a church that was the largest church in America. You talk about groups and things that's offered, but still, at that particular church at that time, still everything's centered around the preaching of the Word of God. And if people don't have a fellowship around the Word of God, then that is a problem, folks. I'll be honest with people that don't have a love for the Word of God and the Word of life, Jesus. That's a difficult thing, and I can try to explain it different ways, but it doesn't matter. The point is, this is pretty plain here, okay? So the fellowship with us, that's very important. Then notice as we finish out verse 3, it says, and truly our fellowship is with the Father and with His Son, Jesus Christ. So the fellowship with the Father and the Son, Jesus Christ, is what makes the fellowship with us the actual fellowship. So that just confirms the basis for it. The fellowship with the Father, with His Son, Jesus Christ. And here's the thing. You know, I use this term a lot, and it's very important. It's actually an Old Testament term, but walking with God. Walking with God. Enoch walked with God, and he was not. The Lord took him. That walking with God, Adam and Eve experienced that literally. I believe Jesus, before He took on the body in Bethlehem, I believe Adam and Eve in the cool of day, they would walk with Jesus. I believe the one that breathed in Adam the breath of life, I think the one that made and took the rib out of Adam was Jesus Christ Himself. And I believe they walked and talked like if we used to go out that door and we go somewhere, get in the car and go somewhere like we've done that with some of you and all of that, fellowshipping, that being together. But it's not just walking together with somebody. Imagine the idea that we have fellowship with the Father and with His Son, Jesus Christ. That's a real thing, folks.